What's up? What's up, beautiful people? Welcome, welcome, welcome. What's poppin'? This is your boy Moose Sounds, and we are live on Taste Avenue. I said we are live on Taste Avenue. Guys, I know it's been a while. There are others that have been asking me, Moose, where you been? Where you at? But we still here on Taste Avenue, where we add flavor heading towards our purpose, right? All right, so there's been so much that's been happening. I think within this past week alone, what's been really dropped inside of my heart, what I feel really strongly about right now that I wanted to share within the creative space. Now, if this is your first time, please kindly like, subscribe, and share to your friends and family. Yeah? But with Taste Avenue, as you guys know, it's all things creative. You know, whether you're in the music space, whether you're in the dance space, whether you're in the sound and media space, this is home. This is your safe space right here, right? This is a place where we can engage outside of church circles. It's a different platform for creatives just to be, themselves. You can grab your coffee, grab your water, whatever that you're gonna need. And I promise you, it's gonna be interesting. But I'll just be sharing a lot of about my thoughts. Like I said, within this week, I saw something that scared me. Yo, it was crazy. I think it's been going viral online. I think by now it's probably on 5 million views online collectively now. If you check the social media handles, there's a certain church. I don't even know the church's name. I don't even know the pastor. I don't even know the background, whatever. But it feels more like a Pentecostal type of vibe, Baptist, whatever. Those in the comment section, you'll correct me if I'm wrong. But there's this one worship leader that got called out. Like, man, my heart just sunk for her. My heart just sunk for her. I think we recently just got acquainted on the socials as well. Um, she's a sister from America, born again. She's an artist in her own right. Man, she got put on blast. Like, when they speak about what humiliation looks like for a creative within the church structure, that one takes the cake right now. And I think everybody has been speaking about it. Everybody has been asking questions. I mean, it's been going crazy, and it happened literally, I think, on Sunday. It happened on a Sunday, and long story short, the pastor's wife had an issue with the lady. Apparently, they spoke off air. When they live stream on church, etc. And then you know how it is on Sunday. There's the benediction, there's the prelude, you open up the service, whatever. And out of nowhere, this lady gets called out. And the woman of God, she's like, you know what? I feel like I need to just speak to this lady right here. I don't want to even mention her name because I know it's going to be another thing as well. But I'm just summarizing this. It's in line with the topic that I want to speak about. And this lady got put on blast. Like, guys, it was funny. It was sad. It was mixed emotions. It was a shock, even for the church leader. I mean, his wife was up there and he was also struck and he had to do damage control, of which he didn't. But that's a story for another day. But anyway, basically what was being said was she was having an attitude problem from the worship leader, right? And this is the pastor's wife, and she was like, I got a different hug this morning. And I'm like, wow. And they are not going to have that in church, yada, yada, yada. And guys, it was distasteful. And it was something that, it happens in church, even off camera, even behind the scenes. I personally feel that there are ways in handling people, right? The enemy's objective is to humiliate and is to annihilate a person's character, a person's identity, a person's reputation, right? And this lady, I mean, it played online. Many people know, even those that just tuned in now, they'll know the video that I'm referring to. Man, she got put on blast. I felt so bad for her because it was like, okay, all this for a hug, over a hug, because somebody didn't hug you the way you wanted to, and you got offended, and you now chose to put her on blast for God knows what. And to make matters even worse, right? Putting and validating scriptures on that. Guys, church leaders, be careful how you handle your people. We can't be the one place that's supposed to be a reservoir of grace should never be a place of humiliation. It should never be a place to put people on blast. And some people can say different, but hey, man, this is Taste Avenue for creatives, right? And this platform, we are going to tell the truth as it is. It was painful. And judging from the person that she is, look, I don't even know this person personally, but man, from what everybody else saw, the internet went viral, People were like, girl, we behind you. The way you took that. Because here's the other thing. After scriptures were put on, open rebuke is better than hidden love, what. And man, the worship leader was like, okay. And then because she was given an ultimatum, it's either you're going to stand here and worship God or you can leave. And boy, oh boy, did she just give every worship team member a hug, a loving hug, and say, guys, I'm out. And let me tell you, the lesson there is, in the face of adversity, and I'm a strong believer of this as well, you need to learn how to stand your ground and take a bow and leave with grace. There are certain moments in time or moments in your life where you need to understand who you are. By the way, you belong to God first. You're a son of God, irrespective of gender. That means the Spirit of God dwells in you. Right? You are loved, you are cared for, you are accepted in the beloved, in the commonwealth of Christ as a creative. God has predestined you for destiny, right? So you cannot be in a position, neither can you be put in a place where people want to put you on a pedestal, right? And they want to decide what to do with you. Only God is the judge of men. No man has the right to judge another man, right? You cannot judge your brother, but you fail to see the speck in your own eye. So I just felt, after when I looked at this scenario, it scared me because it now posed the question, collectively, as the body of Christ, as the corporate Son of God, have we reached this place of being barriers of entry for people receiving salvation by our attitudes? Come on now. By our character? Now I want to speak about character today, and You know, your character is who you are behind closed doors. Look, you can put on a facade for everybody else. You can lie to so many of us, but at the end of the day, truth has a way of coming out. Your integrity, which is actually your character, is who you are behind closed doors when nobody else sees you. Doing the right thing even when it's unpopular. Now I know we live in a world and a time and an era whereby, you know, if you do not take a bribe, if you do not do something that is, you know, of a bad character, you are looked at as somebody that's abnormal, right? It's so easy to cheat your way out of things these days, you know. If you want a job, you know, you need to pay X amount of money to somebody who knows someone who knows somebody that can sign a contract to get you employed. You know, we live in a corrupt system, but the word is so clear in the scriptures where it says, "Be not as the world is." You know, we need to be at that place where we understand whose we are, right? And we also need to understand that we in that time and an era and a place whereby we need to be people that do things that are pleasing unto the Lord, you know. You can never or you should never be in a position whereby you become an instrument of the enemy to humiliate another human being, you know, because just as the scenario that I just shared with you guys, I believe, let's say hypothetically, the lady was at fault, right? God rebukes those he loves, right? But God never is there in our lives to humiliate us or to annihilate our character in any shape or form. That's the enemy's job. That's why you'll find something so petty over, you didn't embrace me right today or this morning or this afternoon, whatever the case may be. You didn't say hello. And somebody just wants a reason, because that's what the enemy does. The enemy just wants even the most pettiest of things, you know, to exaggerate it so much and make it an issue, you know, something that could have been spoken about offline, away from cameras, away from everybody else, you know. That's why we have meetings, private meetings. If anybody has made a mistake, now this is another case in point why this issue bothered me so much. I was once in a church. I'll not even mention its name as well. Years ago, I was once in a church, and the keyboard player, the musician, the musical director, he was caught, right? In sexual immorality, if you may call it that way. Yeah, he was fornicating. And man, oh man, he was sleeping with his girlfriend, who was also serving in church. But here's the thing. Yes, they made a mistake. Yes, it was wrong. But for me, my biggest issue with that was the way it was presented to the whole congregation. I mean, this guy's character was just, you know, tarnished. And let me tell you, I told my best friend at the time, I said to him, you know what, my brother? Because I was serving in the same worship team with the MD, with my best friend as well. And I said, man, I feel as though it was unfair how this guy was treated. Because now, here's a person who's made a mistake. But here's my other question to my best friend. Don't we all make mistakes? Are we so perfect, right, that we've never made any mistake? Yeah, you there looking at me with the big eyes. You've never made a mistake in your whole life. And for me, it was sort of the church being hypocritical to a certain degree, because it's not as though this guy was the only sinner in church. Like, I believe that the church is that place, that reservoir of grace. It's supposed to be a hospital for those that are broken, for those that are injured, for those that are wounded, so that they can get the antidote called Christ, so that he can heal, right? That's why he said he sent his word so that he can heal them. That place where we receive the bread, which is the word, that once we partake of that bread, we become whole. The word of God, as it's being poured out week in, week out, it is a place of safety. It's supposed to be a safety net for us, right? But my brother got the meanest, most ridiculous blast. And I felt so terrible. I'm like, I wish I could quit this worship team right now, because I felt as though his character, it's like now all of a sudden everything he's been helping his church with, everything that he's built over the years, the worship team, the creatives that he's brought even to the church, even those that he's brought into salvation. Now all of a sudden, everybody has forgotten the good. Now, don't get me wrong. When somebody has made a mistake, he needs to be rebuked. But here's the hallmark for rebuke. It's supposed to be love. That unconditional love, to say, yes, while we were yet sinners, just as the scripture says, while we were yet sinners, Christ loved us. That means that God had compassion for us as well. But I've got a huge problem when people are put on blast. It's as though they are useless. They've never done any good in their lives. So this poor musical director, man, he got annihilated so bad, and this is how I feel as well. Even those that were not supposed to know about what happened, they already knew about it. Now remember, we know church politics. We know there's things that happen in church that we have no control over sometimes, right? We just need to pray. We need to find counsel from the Holy Spirit. He needs to show us these things. But man, the guy couldn't even wait for church to be over. He would leave mid-service, because obviously what he has done, how he has done it, was put on blast. And for me, it taught me a huge lesson to say we need to be very careful how we treat people, what we say about people, and how we make them feel. Because remember, people can forget what you said, people can forget what you did, but one thing is for certain. You can take this one to the bank. They'll never forget how you made them feel. Now that speaks about your character, that speaks about your reputation. How do people, or what do people think about you in your absence as well? Right? As a musician, man, your character is the most pivotal. I mean, for me, in the professional music space outside of church, look, I normally said to my guys, I'd rather have somebody more less talented but has more character. Look, I can work with that in any space, in any time frame. I'm good, because that means I'm able to groom this talent and take it to the level it's supposed to be at, right? Because I find too many of us skilled, talented, but man, our character needs work. Good God, our character needs work. Too many musicians, too many. And now I'm speaking both gospel and secular. A lot of guys never got the gigs. It's not because they couldn't play, but simply because their character was off. Right? You can be the most gifted musician, the most gifted dancer, the most gifted sound engineer, but your character can be the most annoying. Nobody wants to work with a rude person. Nobody wants to work with an arrogant person. right? Guys, we really need to check our attitudes. Let me bring it home to church. In church circles, what do you do when a new musician comes to join the team? Because let me tell you, the truth that we don't want to speak about, the elephant in the room in most cases, we are insecure and very territorial. Yep, don't touch my keyboard. That's my keyboard. Very possessive. Don't touch my drums. I just bought new skins. Please don't touch it. Guys, come on. Where did we get to that place whereby we are the most in our feelings people? Like, guys, let me tell you the honest truth. Creatives, we are too much in our feelings sometimes. Or let me say most of the time. We catch feelings easily. Like something that wasn't even meant as an offense sometimes, we take it to heart. And this is the part where we need to be like Paul. We need to have thick skin. The Apostle Paul, yep, we love reading his letters. We love reading his epistles. But let me speak about the guy's character. He was a strong character. I mean, you can imagine, before he got born again, he was a persecutor of the Christians. So that guy was fearless. Like, he didn't nurse anyone's feelings. So we need to also check out the motive of our hearts, right? The way we treat people, guys. I can't emphasize this enough because a lot of people left church or churches due to people with a lack of character. It's as simple as that. And I know we want to be spiritual over many things, but look, there's a proverb that I love. It's an African proverb. It says, character's like pregnancy. You can't hide it. It's not me. It's a proverb. Like, there are some things. Ever heard the phrase first impression counts, right? Or it matters? Same as character, right? It's just as a woman that's pregnant. You can't hide it. That's why Christ even said, you will know them by their fruit. Now you can just make a quick introspection. What type of fruit are you? What kind of flavor is on you, my brother? Sis, what's on your radar? What's in there? Because at the end of the day, you can lie to everybody else, but you can't lie to yourself. You can never lie to that face that you see in the mirror. Because I feel as though we're in a time and an era whereby we hate truth, right? We hate the truth. We are more comfortable with deception. And remember, just as in the book of Proverbs, it says, deception sounds clever. Right? And that's the other thing. That's why even in church circles, when truth comes out, we become uncomfortable because lies are more convenient, right? Here's the thing about what lies do. Lies, they are almost like a clothing that you put on, right? Things that you don't want to deal with, that you should lay naked and deal with, you don't want to. Because, at least if I can just shove it somewhere, I don't have to deal with it. That's what lies actually do, We end up putting on a facade. We don't want to deal with issues. And yet, the truth, it hurts like hell, but it sets you free. Yep. Truth is unpopular because truth is disruptive, it's intrusive, but its hallmark is to set you free. Its benchmark is to help you get a crystal clear view, to see things vividly with an accurate lens, right? With that speck on your eye, it reveals what's been hidden. You see, there's my hand in front of my face. The moment I do this, I start to see clearly as I'm speaking to you there sitting at home or in your office or wherever where you tuned in from. So our character is something that we need to work on a consistent basis. Because more than your word, people see your actions. Right? More than your word, people see your actions. So I cannot be saying one thing and then do another. Then that means I've compromised somewhere. And I feel as though we're in a time and an era whereby we forget to have or to live by, at least to live by what I call a code of ethics, the principles that govern us. There are things that you must just naturally know, you know what, that's not for me. My character, my integrity doesn't allow me to do that, right? But the problem is we have too many people compromising and too many musicians, too many creatives giving in to peer pressure, right? I'll give you another scenario. There's another brother of mine, God rest his soul. He passed on. And one of the most tremendous, impeccable musicians on earth, in my own personal opinion. And he mentioned this. There was a time he was caught in between playing professionally, right, out there in the secular space while he's a Christian. And he mentioned some pivotal things. He said God gave him the go-ahead. But here's the difference with him. He was in the secular space, touring, with the biggest artists, making that money, because he's a family man, making that paper. And, it came to a point whereby after every gig, now remember our case in point or our key topic for today is character, right? After every gig, he literally had to go back to his hotel room. While everybody went to go turn up and party, he would either be in his trailer or at the hotel room with his Bible. Right? And one by one, people started coming to him. Background singers, backing vocalists, musicians, They would always ask him, bro, whenever we go turn up, you would just go to your room or go to your own space. He's like, man, I need to always check in with God because the talent you see on that stage, I have to be accountable for it. And, here's the thing about character. He never allowed himself to be swallowed up by a system that was meant to destroy. Pureness of heart. He knew his characters. Like, okay, I'm here on an assignment. God gave me the go-ahead. And trust me, every show got sold out. He would be killing it on stage, He's known as one of the top musicians. And people noticed that there is a difference about this guy. He's not like us. His character's different, right? And gradually, he started to evangelize, literally, without even having a mic like this. He just spoke about God, his relationship. And most of the guys were like, you know what, man? I've backslidden. I want to go back to church. I need help. Can you show me? Can you guide me? Can you advise me? How do I get back at doing this church thing again? And he only understood later why did God permit him to go. Yes, he had to go make money, feed his family, whatever. But the main reason was that his life needed to impact those that were around him at the time on tour. You see the difference? So, other people, they don't have a backbone. They don't have character to learn to walk away even from circles that are not beneficial. Have you ever heard the phrase, your friends are a prophecy of what you shall become? Yep. If if you're amongst those that do the wrong things, you'll be an accomplice, right? Bad character corrupts good morals. It's a principle. It applies to Christians, non-Christians, whoever you are, right? So that is just the thing for me. I just wanted to bring this to your attention to say that we need to do better as musicians. We need to do better with our character. We need to do better with the way we treat others, you know. Some of you guys are the rudest people. Like, even your background, you don't know how to communicate with people. And I normally say, if you never had proper home training, the world will teach you the hardest of lessons. So that phrase, charity begins at home, you need to learn manners. You need to learn things like please and thank you. You know what I mean? And it's some small things that some of us need an attitude adjustment with those type of things, because how you carry yourself will already tell people if they want to work with you again as a creative or not. So whether you're in church, whether you're outside of church, the same rules apply, right? And some of us are in the best of both worlds, so we get to experience this on a regular as well. And speaking of which, I've got some exciting news, right? Your boy Moose Sounds has been nominated. Po, 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 po. I've been nominated. This is my first nomination in music, at least, for the best newcomer at the Central Music Awards 2025. It's in South Africa. And for those who are tuned in right now, I need you guys to do me a huge favor. Go grab your pen, go grab your notepad, or even on your phone right now. The code is, it's Moose Sounds, obviously, best newcomer. But the code that you need to use is CMA, which is Central Music Awards, right? The code is M0001, and you SMS it to 47439. I'll say it again. M0001 to 47439. And if you guys want your boy from Taste Avenue to bring it home, you guys will just show me love, man. We've been working hard. And one of the things that I've been most privileged to do, and we'll speak about this on a later stage also, about, owning your work. What I'm most proud about is that I've done this without any record label behind me. I'm an independent. Yep. Shout out to every independent artist that's grinding like myself. And no major record label behind Moose Sounds. I'm owning my own musical rights and everything. And also, we have dropped the visuals for my debut single called Thank You. It's been receiving a lot of love on all the digital platforms. If you haven't streamed it, go check it out. It's called Thank You by yours truly, Moose Sounds Music. And also like and subscribe on the music page. Now, I know we're on the Primal Network, but we also have Moose Sounds Music, the music page. You can subscribe. You'll check out the video on YouTube, and let's get those numbers going, because we can only do what we do when you, the followers, the fans, those that follow our work, are very supportive of what we do. We'll be playing the music video much later during the show, so you guys can just check that out. And it's going to be its debut on Taste Avenue. And on the 19th of September, we will be at the Incense Worship Experience, where I'll be on the lineup as well. Yeah. Shout out to my sister Lebo Matumba. She's a brilliant artist from South Africa as well. Will be out at her event, and get those tickets. Get those tickets. You'll check out the poster and the link to what you're supposed to be doing. But follow my social media handles. On Instagram, it's at Moose Sounds. On YouTube, at Moose Sounds Music. On Facebook, it's Mosa Palenth Ntroko. That's my full name. And you can get all the details that you need. On TikTok, it's at Moose Sounds as well. So you'll get to see what I've been up to as well. So in as far as the music is concerned, we've just been grinding and grinding. And also, I just wanted to really show love also to the Primal Network team. I've got my brother Ale there. I've got my beautiful wife also, that's also behind the scenes. That's you've also been following her, and I think it's necessary to just send love to those that have been supportive of the Moose Sounds brand until now. We've been doing this for a minute. I think I shared my story on the very first episode. If you haven't, you can always go back. If you're a new follower, new subscriber, you can always go back and check that out. And I just wanted to let you guys know that, hard work pays off. Hard work pays off. If there's one thing that I even shared it this morning, I think on one of my handles, in life you always have two choices. Now, pay attention to this. It's either you're a victim or you're a victor, which means you need to choose which one are you. Because a victim is always on self-pity mode, You have a pity party and you bring everybody to your party as well and say, you know what, nobody loves me. You become depressed. You allow yourself to be disturbed by your own thoughts. But a victor says, you know what, I've got character. See what I did there? And I'm a victorious person. And there's nothing, I want to inspire somebody to say, look, I'm here and I'm doing some of the most amazing of things right now. I've worked with some amazing musicians. I've had privileges to be on platforms. But there's one thing as a creative, you need to understand that you need to keep going. Nobody owes us anything. Did you hear that? No one owes you anything. If you've got a dream, go get it. You need to get up and go get it. If you don't know what to do or where to start, you can call places like Taste Avenue, You can literally go online and find out the industry you're interested in. For here, it's in the creative space, Get your homework going. Do your research. If you love the camera, find out where can I go to a videography school or which courses can I go for. If I love doing sound, I need to go research. Nobody's going to do anything for you. Sometimes I'm a firm believer of this, and even those that are tuned in now and that have been following until now, you need to be at that place of being innovative and create your own opportunity or opportunities, right? It is said that, in the Asian community, they look at where opportunity lies and they go for it. They create what's not there. So sometimes you may be trying to look in a box, you can only see from the environment in which you live. But once you realize that I need to think outside the box, I need to start being innovative, being creative, even with my mindset. I need to come up with ideas. Because here's the other thing. Everything you've ever wanted for your own life, it's on you. Nobody else, baby. It's on you. If you want to be successful, you got to go do your homework. You got to put in the work. You've got to put in the hours, right? We've been doing this now for a minute, and we've been doing this at a high quality level. And I'm speaking about music, and I'm speaking about podcasts now. And we're going into different spaces as well. So if you've got a dream and you believe in it that much, stop asking for validation from men, because it's God given. God gives us these gifts without repentance, right? These gifts are inherent. It's a grace that God has given to you and me. So there's a creative somewhere sitting in Nigeria, you there in Australia, in America, in Jamaica somewhere, in Europe. You'll be seeing these visuals. You'll be hearing and listening and watching this podcast. You've got an obligation, because the dreams that you've been dreaming, they need to be a reality, but you need to walk into that reality. Nobody's going to pay you money, because here's the thing. Opportunity needs to meet preparation at one point. At some point, your opportunity must find you prepared. There's nothing worse as finding an opportunity and you're not ready for it. Before we even got to these platforms, I saw this. And remember, vision is seeing further than eyes can see. Now, with that being said, as I bring this to a close, remember that your best days are ahead of you, right? And it's your boy Moose Sounds. We'll be having more guests coming. Man, I'm telling you, this platform, we are going to go all the way up. And I'm excited to share this journey with you. And remember, like, subscribe, share, tell people about the Primal Network. And before we go, here's my music video entitled Thank You. And thank you for watching. We out.